I'm going to show you how to 5 times your ores in industrial foregoing. And I'm looking at the wrong machines, so let's make sure we're at the right tutorial. Here we go. I have done literally the entire mod back to front. I've done a beginner guide. I've done bite-sized mods like this one as well. Should you be needing anything else for industrial foregoing. It's a lot simpler than things like Mechanism, I will say that. So let's get started. So the first machine you're going to need to 5 times your ore is a washing factory. And I'm going to show you, let's use raw iron here. And I'm going to put in, I think that's 10. So what's going to happen is you're putting your raw iron, your raw ores, etc. into the washing factory. And this here, this liquid meat, is actually going to enrich the iron into liquid ore meat. I'm just going to delete these tubes so we can see this a bit better actually. So in here, if you don't know industrial foregoing that well, we have output here, and I'm outputting to the right. So I'm going to say push. You could say pull into the right hand side, disable it completely, enable it, so it'll just do whatever it kind of wants to. And I'm going to say push. We then have our meat section. Which way do you want your meat to come in? I'm going to say I want the meat to come in from pull from the left. Then if I put my oops, I just put that in there myself. But if you put a pipe going into the left, it will pull from there into the machine, for example, and the input as well. So that's the side config. And like I said, we're going to put in here 10 raw iron. And what that's going to give you is 100 millibuckets of raw ore meat. So you do have to do it at least in kind of tens at a time. Meaning that 10 iron is going to get you 1 bucket of raw ore meat. How do you get liquid meat, though? That is something else you may be wondering. Well, you get it in the mob slaughter factory. Any mobs in front of this machine will be killed, and it will produce pink slime and also liquid meat. We could show the working area is only the 1 block in front of it. To add range to any of these machines, you need to put in a range add-on, like a tier 2 one here, and then you can see it'll work in a lot bigger area. So it'll just slaughter any mobs in front of it, giving you liquid meat and pink slime. You make these machines in a dissolution chamber. I've got separate tutorials for that. This isn't the most basic guide, so I'm assuming that you probably already have some understanding of industrial foregoing at this point, as these are pretty late game machines. Now, remember we said here, meat, pull from the left. Can you see here this is still full, and this tank is now a little bit empty? It's pulling from the tank, which is really cool. And we now have nearly a bucket of raw ore meat. So I'm not sure if there's actually a little bit of diminishing returns when putting this in here. There may be. What we're then going to do is pipe that raw ore meat, the iron. Oh, now it's 1,000. Well, that was strange. Maybe that was just a graphical glitch. So it's obviously a liquid, so I'm going to use mechanical pipes from Mechanism. And I'm going to pump it into my fermenting station. Now I'm just going to put this on run with redstone. And because we've put it on output to push, it's going to push it into this pipe and into the fermentation station. So in here, what we can see is the raw ore meat coming in. We can see the fluid is empty. And we can also see it says seal when full. You can say seal when half full or 1 bucket. So you could either go up to the halfway point, you could fill this tank to the max, or just when there's exactly 1 bucket in here, it will then start working. And you could say, do you want it to do production ×2, ×3, ×4, or ×5? So if you want to just ×2 your ores, it'll take 5 seconds, you don't need any catalyst. ×3, will take a lot longer, but you don't need any catalyst. ×4, you will need to put pink slime in this fluid tank. And then ×5, you need to put ether gas in here, and it takes a really, really long time. Same as well, you could just pipe in the ether gas via the catalyst input here. Now I'm going to say run without redstone and run with 1 bucket. And you can't see the arrow going because it takes so long to do this one. You can see here it's about 300 seconds per usage. Now what we can do in here again is add add-ons. Let's say a tier 4 speed add-on, which really speeds it up. This is going to take a fair amount of energy though, of course. So do make sure that you can actually, have enough energy to do this. Then what we're going to do once that's ready is we're again going to pump it out into, let me just go output and push to the right. We're going to pump it out into a fluid sieving machine. This is a quite simple add-on, or machine should I say. You have to put sand in here and it sieves the liquid through the sand. So there we go, our fermentation station is done. We now have fermented ore meat, and you can see that rather than 1 millibucket, it's now 5 millibuckets, or buckets, should I say. And I can say output, push, and you can see it's being pushed out through this tube into the fluid sieving machine, and that is sieving it into iron dust. Now you have pretty much 5 times your ores in industrial foregoing. But we have got one last step, which is using industrial foregoing to obviously smelt these into actual ingots. And for that, very simply, you don't have to do it this way. I am going to use the resourceful furnace. Simply in here, sometimes you get a bit of essence as well, and you can put in 3 ores at a time into the furnace rather than 1, speeding up how quickly you can smelt those ores. And there you go, guys. So using the washing factory, the fermentation station, the fluid sieving machine, and the resourceful furnace, we've successfully 5 times our ores in industrial foregoing. Thank you so much for watching. I do really hope this was helpful for you. If there are any other mods that I haven't done, I would love it if you could comment down below. If they are a modern version or an old version of mod, it doesn't matter. If you can't find good or up-to-date tutorials on them, I do like doing mods end to end. I do also do other games. I do all the latest releasing games. And what that means is you will need to go onto my channel and go to Home. And you can see here there is a shelf for Minecraft, and this has all the different Minecraft mods I have done in completion there for you, so that you don't basically get lost on my very big channel of now 1.4 thousand videos. So thanks for watching, and check out the playlist on screen to see all of the other videos for this mod, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss all of the new upcoming mod tutorials.